Welcome to AviatorDB News Briefing. Today is Tuesday, July 28th, 2026. Here are today's top stories. Arlington plane runway crash. Aviat Husky exits runway at KGKY, crew unhurt. NTSB formally rebukes Ryanair CEO for comments on 737-800 incident. Enugu Air E170 Runway Excursion closes Benin Airport. N30CV pilot repeatedly refuses ATC phone number at Torrance Tower. Now for the details. An Aviat Husky A1C200 veered off the runway and came to rest on its side Monday morning at Arlington Municipal Airport, KGKY, in Texas, in what the FAA has classified as a runway excursion. The incident occurred at approximately 10:35 a.m. local time on July 27th. The Arlington Fire Department responded to the scene. No injuries were reported on the ground. Local media initially reported the occupant's condition as unknown, but the FAA subsequently confirmed that both the pilot and the sole passenger were uninjured. The aircraft, a single-engine Aviat Husky A1C200, departed the paved surface after landing, a scenario that investigators will work to reconstruct through flight data, witness accounts, and on-scene examination. Both the FAA and the National Transportation Safety Board have opened investigations to determine the probable cause of the KGKY runway excursion. No mechanical failures have been cited at this stage. Investigators may draw on context from a prior Aviat Husky A1C200 incident in Ohio, in which a pilot's shoelaces became entangled in the rudder pedals, causing a loss of directional control. A reminder that runway excursions in general aviation frequently involve a combination of pilot inputs, environmental conditions, and aircraft handling characteristics. This investigation remains ongoing. The National Transportation Safety Board has issued a rare formal rebuke to Ryanair CEO Michael O'Leary after he made public comments about an active investigation into a serious Boeing 737-800 window incident. In a letter released by the agency, NTSB Chair Jennifer Homendy stated that O'Leary's remarks violated ICAO Annex 13, the international protocol governing accident and incident investigations. During a Ryanair earnings call, O'Leary attributed the incident to foreign object damage and dismissed concerns about the aircraft's age and maintenance history. The NTSB pushed back sharply, stating the agency has reached no final determination on the cause and that age and service history remain live factors in the investigation. Under ICAO Annex 13, parties to an investigation are prohibited from making independent public statements that interpret or speculate on causes before official findings are released. The NTSB warned that continued violations could jeopardize Ryanair's participation status in the probe. The incident under investigation occurred July 10th aboard a Malta Air flight, a Ryanair subsidiary, departing Thessaloniki, Greece, bound for Germany. Shortly after takeoff, a piece of the aircraft broke away and struck a cabin window, causing it to dislodge and triggering rapid depressurization. Passenger Ljubisa Karovic, 61, was nearly pulled from the aircraft in what investigators have described as a near-catastrophic event. The case adds to mounting scrutiny of Boeing's manufacturing quality and broader tensions between carriers and regulators over safety transparency. An Enugu Air Embraer E170 operating Flight 4264 from Lagos suffered a runway excursion at Benin Airport on Thursday, July 23, 2026, temporarily closing the facility. The aircraft, registration 5NENR, overran the end of runway 05 during its landing roll at approximately 3:10 p.m. local time. All 63 passengers and 5 crew members were evacuated without injuries or fatalities. In a statement, Enugu Air CEO Kapta Tolu Ida attributed the excursion to hydroplaning on a wet runway surface. Chairman Richard Agu stressed that the aircraft had completed its landing before departing the paved surface, characterizing the event as a runway excursion rather than a crash. The Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau, NSIB, deployed a GO team to collect physical and digital evidence and interview the flight crew. A preliminary report is expected within 30 days. The Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria closed the runway to support the investigation and aircraft recovery, leading Air Peace and United Nigeria Airlines to suspend Benin service. The Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, is providing regulatory oversight as investigators review operational data and weather conditions. A pilot operating general aviation aircraft, N30CV, has repeatedly refused requests from air traffic controllers at Torrance Municipal Airport, KTOA, to copy a phone number for off-frequency communication. The incidents, documented by aviation commentator Captain Steve, reveal a pattern of confrontation between the pilot and Torrance Tower. In the most recent encounter, the pilot declined to accept a phone number provided by the tower as a condition for departure, stating outright that he had no intention of calling. A prior incident followed a similar script. The pilot refused a comparable request after a heated exchange, shut down the aircraft, and walked away from the radio, even as ground personnel attempted to facilitate communication. The FAA Aeronautical Information Manual stresses professionalism and standard phraseology in all ATC communications. ATC routinely issues phone numbers to discuss potential pilot deviations or safety concerns off frequency. But aviation legal analysts note there is no explicit regulatory requirement under the federal aviation regulations compelling a pilot to place such a call. That said, refusal can affect how a potential deviation is documented, and experts generally advise a cooperative approach. Some attorneys caution pilots to consult legal counsel before making statements that could be used in FAA enforcement proceedings. As of publication, neither the FAA nor the NTSB has issued public statements regarding N30CV. That's all we have for today. You can get the latest aviation news at aviatordb.com.